And another voice on this issue is Jeanneane Maxon. She is Vice President of External Affairs and Corporate Counsel for Americans United for Life. She's a member of the Christian Legal Society, the State Bar Associations of New Hampshire and Virginia, and is an allied attorney with the Alliance Defending of Freedom. Also serving as an educator on legal issues, Jeanneane has co-authored a 600-plus page manual in 2011 entitled Legal Solutions, a legal resource for life-affirming pregnancy help organizations. She currently serves on the advisory board for the Texas Center for Defense of Life and for CareNet Pregnancy and Family Services of Puget Sound. Join me in welcoming Jeanneane Maxon.
Thank you. As a woman and as a young person who's under 40 years old, who has grown up in a world where I only knew the law of Roe, and as an attorney who is very passionate about justice, I feel compelled to narrow my remarks to one very concerning aspect of abortion jurisprudence as it currently is in our country. And that is this, that the central reasoning behind why the court will not reverse Roe versus Wade is based on a very antiquated and highly offensive notion that women rely on abortion to be equal players in our society. In 1992, the Supreme Court had the opportunity to reverse Roe versus Wade in the Planned Parenthood versus Casey decision. We're now 20 years past that decision. But in that decision, the court said this: for 2 decades of economic and social developments, people have organized intimate relationships and made choices that define their views of themselves and their places in society in reliance on the availability of abortion in the event contraception should fail. The court continued and said, the ability of women to participate equally in the economic and social life of our nation has been facilitated by their ability to control their reproductive lives. And the reality is, this is exactly the claim that big abortion wants us all to buy into. The other reality is that in 2012, this mantra that women must have abortion to be on equal footing with men is not only false, but has been destructive towards women. In fact, the people most hurt by the radical abortion laws of the United States have been women and girls, who have been told that they are inadequate to handle both work and family and must act like men to make it in a man's world. The abortion industry has allowed women to be harmed physically, mentally, and socially by telling them to deny their true potential and insisting that they choose between work and family because they'll never succeed at both. This harm is unfortunately propelled by the current state of our laws. Few people know that the United States has some of the most radical pro-abortion laws in the world. The United States currently stands with North Korea, China, and Canada as only 4 out of the 195 nations that allow abortion through all 9 months of pregnancy for any reason, even sex selection. Most nations limit abortion after 20 weeks, in part because late-term abortion procedures can result in much greater harm to women's health, along with the pain that can be felt and caused to the unborn. The organization I work for, Americans United for Life, has developed cutting-edge model legislation with an abortion limit after 20 weeks that passed in Arizona just this past year to protect women's health along with their unborn children. Abortions lead to sometimes devastating consequences for women and girls who often don't learn until it's too late about the true consequences of that choice. We have been fighting to pass informed consent legislation so that women and girls can make an informed choice about their health. And we've been fighting for parental consent legislation so that abusers who use abortion to cover up their crimes will no longer victimize young girls. We've also been working to regulate abortion clinics like surgical facilities so that women and girls will no longer die at the hands of profiteers. Big abortion, as we call it, has fought against these common sense limits every step of the way. But what is most ironic is that the abortion industry uses anti-women messaging to sell this grisly product. telling women that they just can't succeed in balancing the demands of work and family and need abortion to make it in this man's world. We have gone now from a world in which women and girls were told that they can't succeed outside the home to a world now where women and girls are told they can't succeed outside the home without abortion. But women do not need abortion to succeed. It is time to stop patronizing women through our law and through our society, and to start working for a world in which everyone is welcomed in life and protected in law. And after 40 years, it is time for the Supreme Court to overturn Roe and recognize that women do not need abortion to compete with men in this world, that they are fully capable of pursuing their dreams in spite of the efforts of big abortion, and that in the end, abortion has been destructive to both women and unborn children.
Thank you, Jeanneane. It's so encouraging to me to know that we do have a whole generation of women and men under 40 who are passionate about life, particularly since they have been in a generation that hasn't known a time when abortion was not legal. So I applaud that generation, and thank you, Jeanneane, for that presentation.